Yes, we're broadcasting from Warsaw. I'm Amy Goodman. We're here at the UN Climate Summit known as COP19. Hundreds of activists have walked out of the talk, citing a lack of progress here over the last 10 days. Groups backing the walkout include Greenpeace, Oxfam, 350.org, the International Trade Union Confederation, ActionAid International, WWF, and Friends of the Earth. The move comes less than 36 hours after a group of 133 developing nations walked out of a key negotiating meeting amidst a conflict over how countries who have historically emitted the most greenhouse gases should be held financially responsible for some of the damage caused by extreme weather. We're going to turn right now to some of the voices of protest.
We are saying on the promises that were made in Doha, and especially the finance, because what really brought us in Warsaw is the issue of finance. Can it be fulfilled? We don't want promises, we don't want empathies where we have the impact and then people come and just empathize with us or sympathize with us. We don't want that anymore. We want solidarity.
So the biggest development, I think, of this moment is that some of the largest NGOs in the world, WWF, Oxfam, Greenpeace, groups that traditionally have been very engaged in this process, are saying we actually need to change tactics. We need to begin to take on the fossil fuel industry in a really new way. And so the message on the shirt says, polluters talk, we walk. I think that coming out of these meetings, there's going to be a new type of commitment to really take on the fossil fuel industry, divestment campaigns, standing up to pipelines like Keystone XL. We're beginning to figure out that to make progress on climate, we can't just come to these conferences and ask leaders for action. We really need to take on the industry itself.
That is Jamie Henn of 350.org and Cynthia Aspey of Indigenous Information Network. We're joined now by Anjali Appadurai, part of the youth organization Earth and Bracket. She's with Friends of the Earth Sri Lanka and the Third World Network. Welcome to Democracy Now! We just have a minute to go. We have seen you in Durban. You were almost banned totally from Durban, almost banned totally from Doha after giving a major address to the plenary in Durban. What are you asking for right now?
Right now, the message is that this COP has gotten so bad that civil society is dismissing it. We're walking out. 300 of us just walked out for the last 2 days of the COP. The message is about social movements. We're going back. We're building our power. We're building up our networks and our movements, and we're coming back much stronger in Peru, ready to re-engage in the political process. So we're not abandoning the UN. We're just abandoning this COP because it's just gotten so bad.
What's bad?
The blockers, the big blockers, Australia, Japan, US, Canada, just blocking so much text, not agreeing to any of the commitments that they've already legally signed up to. And as you know, the G77 walked out of a meeting. And so we have this message, volveremos. We will be back. You're not doing anything in the next 2 days. We already know that. It's locked in.
You spoke in Durban. You quoted Nelson Mandela. What did he say?
He said, it always seems impossible until it's done.
And do you think anything is getting done? You're talking bad COP. Is there a good COP?
None of the COPs have been good. We've been in negotiations for 20 years. We're gonna bring back social movements as an essential part of this process so that COP20 next year in Lima can be stronger because of the social movements lighting a fire underneath it.
I want to thank you for being with us.
Thanks,
Anjali
Amy.
Appadurai. Hundreds of young activists have just walked out of the COP19. She's with Friends of the Earth Sri Lanka. And that does it for the broadcast. If you'd like to get a copy, you can go to our website at democracynow.org. Democracy Now! Produced by Mike Burke, Renee Feltzer, Amate Nurmi, Sheikh Steve Martinez, Sam Alcoff, Hani Masood, Rabbi Karen, Dina Gesder, Amy Littlefield. I will also be speaking on Friday night at Bar Studio at the Palace of Culture and Science at 7 p.m. here in Warsaw, Poland. I'm Amy Goodman. This is Democracy Now! We're broadcasting from the UN Climate Summit here in Poland.